Hello, viewers. Hi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Climate Action 101 on Climate 2. My name is Tosin Kolaole. And well, we have a very important audience, guest with us today who's joining us from Nigeria. And we are also expecting another guest from Zambia. While we wait for our guest from Zambia, let me proceed by introducing our special guest of the day. Aliyu Sadiq is an environmentalist, also a climate activist. Is a fellow of the African Youth for Environment, and also is the CEO of EcoCycle Limited, an environmental and restoration company based in Abuja. And joining us also is Darwin Malwele from Zambia. Malwele is the country representative for Earth Guardian in Zambia. Hi, everyone. Hello, Aliu. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, sir?
Very well. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Um, Hello, Darwin. Can you hear us? Darwin, can you hear us? Darwin seemed to have some connection issues. We've been trying to battle with that. Um, Hello. Okay. Great. So, Aliyu.
Yes,
Hello. Yes. Yeah. So tell us. What does the company do? EcoCycle.
okay. EcoCircle is a waste management and recycling system that providing sustainable solution um, to
Um, there's a feedback. Okay, please go on.
okay, that is focused on providing sustainable solution to waste through recycling, upcycling, as well as enlightening young people about the problem. We are currently focused on plastic pollution, as well as how to curtail it, which is one of the major waste issues affecting the environment. We also provide other services such as consulting, yeah, social media, marketing, and branding for environmental services.
Hmm. And you studied what course in the university?
Okay, I am a graduate of geography and environmental management.
So where did the idea of having this kind of initiative, where did it come from?
Okay, initially it didn't just come to me. While I was in school, I was a student of as a student
Hmm.
in my 300 level, I began to ask myself question: Why am I studying this course? Because
Hmm.
sometimes going to university by virtue of the course the university gives to us. So while I was in that question,
So you mean the course was thrown to you, not what you wanted in the first place,
yes,
or thrown at you?
I wanted
Interesting.
I wanted to get into it. Yeah, so then I began to see some of the needs and some of the problems that are still there in the environment without solution. Where I lived in my school, I was in off campus. There were a series of flooding that affected our area, and I thought that I had to go home and have to dry my bed because it was soaked due to flooding.
Hmm.
Question was, why is this happening? And nobody is saying anything. So it began to pique my interest to, okay, not just, yes, I'm studying this, how can I solve, how can I contribute to solving this problem? And then while I was in my 400, my final year, I became the student president. And then I started with advocacy. We started to enlighten the students. We started a project on school cleanup, training, where we now began to partner with NGOs in Abuja to organize projects. We launched the first Citizens Climate Lobby Campus Chapter in University of Abuja. Then, while I was doing my undergraduate project, I now felt I needed to do something that would answer some of the questions I've been asking. Then I did a project on sachet water waste, which in Nigeria we call it pure water, and that is one of the major um, plastic pollution we have in the streets. Wherever you go, you see plastic, especially from LDP, which is the sachet water. So my project was on that, and at the end of my research, I realized that this a full amount of this litter up in the street without precautionary measures by both producers and consumers. Um, that interest came up. So the question was, how can we fix the problem? And timely and luckily, um, they were just say one or the other. I got the solution application and that is just the sorry.
Sorry, Ali. Can you hear me? Can you speak out a little more louder?
Okay,
We lost you at the point. Okay, continue, please.
okay. So I got to be selected as a of the from Africa 30 under 30, which provided us a 3 months mentoring training session. And at the end of the that was what fueled and shaped my idea uh, into a social enterprise that will provide solutions. That was how we started as a cycle. We got officially registered in 2020 amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, and so far it has been a learning journey and a process of growth for us. Yes.
Interesting. So you said you noticed a societal problem, and you decide to make a business out of it. And but I'm a little bit more curious. Um, Recycling as presently constituted in your country, is there any incentive for people to get involved in, or why did you choose to do it? Was there an attraction for you in it?
Yeah, the bone of contention and the sole vision about why we started it is not basically and majorly about the profit, even though profit matters for the sustainability of business. We were after, first of all, solving a problem. So, in as much as recycling in Nigeria, there isn't much incentive. That's why not encouraging for so many people who don't have the passion to be in this aspect. They don't easily blend because it's not easy, but the vision of solving problems of waste keeps us going, and that's one of the things. And then, secondly, we now look at it in the aspect of we creating the opportunity, we creating the business opportunities for other people to see the that's why part of our recycling initiative teach young people who ordinarily would be in the betting street shops wasting their lives betting. We try to see, okay, how can we, if we get all this amount of waste and then we get this in return. By so doing, we help people get some little incentives while we focus on the bigger picture. Yes.
It seems like there's abundance of waste or plastics littering the community, but that means there is no there's all this abundance of resources that people can tap into to do this business. Why then you don't? It's not very common to have more youth involved in this. What is there about the business that is not appealing, and why are you still here despite those constraints?
Yes, just like you said, it's there is a whole lot of litter in the environment because ordinarily, research have shown that annually the world generates over 36 million tons of waste, and of the production of plastic, that's over the last 6 decades till now, we have generated over 8 billion tons of it. So, and wherever you pass any litter, any waste dump site you pass through, I can assure you that plastic waste you see will be more than 50 to 50% of the contributing waste. So, young people, it's a problem, but young people don't see it attractive because first of all they see it like a dirty business. They can't just negotiate with Lita. They can't just see themselves. They call us babambola. So
Mm,
that's more of saying waste father or waste. But secondly, again, recycling is capital intensive. Yeah, setting up a recycling or a waste management company, it's highly capital intensive. We That's why we are also not where we want to be, but we believe in starting little and grow. Yeah, when little you identify, you familiar with the system, and that provides you greater opportunities to expand. So currently, that's why we are only covering um, our community. We can't even cover our local government, not to talk of the state. And
is
because
it
of the
because of lack of is that because of lack of infrastructures or lack of market?
lack of infrastructure plays a key role because there are so many factors that need to be in place for a system to run effectively. So that's the aspect of the infrastructure. Then secondly, like for now, we are producing durable interlocking bricks from waste, from plastic waste. So we do that, and then you find out that most of the times when you showcase it to people, they are like how strong it is compared to the concrete conventional bricks. So it becomes a debate, and so people who haven't gotten the general idea of innovation, recycling, and contributing to solving the problem, because it's not like it's my own problem alone. It's a
Mm,
problem affecting the world, and we have a whole lot of flooding occurrences in every part of the world. So when they more begin to realize some of this, they now begin to understand it, and the market becomes more flourishing. And I believe more people will come into. But first of all, we need to have people who would enlighten these people about this issue. That's why we also take enlightenment advocacy as our key priority in carrying out our duties.
mm. Thank you. That's like an holistic solution. That's great. Can you describe? I never imagined it's possible that you could find another life for plastic. I mean, you're recycling it, great, but to recycle to transform into sort of like a brick that's used in construction of roads, right? And is it possible to use this also in construction of bricks for building houses?
There, yeah, it's possible. For now, we are doing bricks for ground flooring,
Mm,
but the same concept used to make bricks for ground flooring, it has to do just with the change of mold and the
okay.
shaping. Just yeah.
Yeah. No, so my question now is a follow up to the question you say people usually ask when they compare the two. How durable is it compared to concrete bricks?
Yes. Now, it's more of like another debate with Mr. Kolawole. So it is very and more durable because you deal strictly with plastic. When you melt plastic, it gets to a molten state that once it is being mixed with whatever it is, immediately it solidifies. It becomes so strong that you can't break it. You can't break it without melting it. So that's while the conventional concrete bricks, you find out that it has a proportion of both sand, uh,
mm,
cement, and water. And this combination, the ratio are usually not so strong. Most people focus on the profit aspect, while plastic are known for durability when they are in the hard states. So that's
mm,
and a research and so many lab tests have proven the strength, compressive strength, and other things have shown that this innovation is actually very durable.
mm. Thank you. You've answered the question of the durability. Now, but when we compare the question of the cost comparison, how does it stand out?
Yes, to make one brick, we use about roughly 250 to 300 pure water leathers. That's pure
Mm,
water nylon. These are resources, just like you mentioned earlier, you find them on the street, littered all over. Nobody owns them, nobody is taking responsibility for them. So they
mm,
are just resources in abundance and in disguise. What the cost that we cover is to get people to pick them up, cost of logistics, and then cost of production. So
mm,
that aspect, the just recently I heard that the price of gas in Nigeria just hiked. We buy 1 kg of gas 300 naira,
mm,
now gas 1 kg of gas is 500. So that
mm,
issues like this now affect production rates. But ordinarily before some increase, they compete price. And
mhm.
yeah, on a larger production scale, I believe the prices will be better and cheaper than the conventional rates.
Wow. That's quite interesting to know. You're providing this social. You're helping to solve a social problem, and which I mean, you should get all the support you need. What are some of the challenges you've been encountering in this job?
Yes, we are facing or we faced a lot of challenges that ordinarily would warrant us to give up and just turn around and look into other things. First challenge we encounter is there's a problem of funding. Yes, uh, that's one challenge for young graduates who just graduated from school, looking forward to solving a problem, yet without capital to do so. But luckily for us, to that challenge, we were able to get a grant that enabled us get a truck, which can now help us convey raw materials as well as engage houses. We also have this aspect of the business. We just started risk management for local communities, local household, low income household. Now we are integrating recycling into the waste management while we help houses collect their waste. We also sort this waste and use some of the raw materials. And then we are also, that's the next phase. We're planning to make these houses sort their waste for incentives. So we provide them with incentive, not money, that would enable them sort their waste from their houses. So all we do is to pick them up. So we got a funding for a truck, a logistic truck. Another challenge, which, like you mentioned earlier, is the market.
Mm,
So there is still not a large market audience for some of these
mm,
products. That's that is now great because when there is a large market ready to buy this product, you get more investors, and more investors, when they invest, they produce more quantities. Again, another challenge is the aspect of the government.
mm,
Government has a role to play, one in supporting some of these innovative ideas, which is by, okay, we're going to use some of these products to tar our schools, to tar our
mm,
roadsides,
mm,
for government projects. With that, private investors now see that government are keen into the idea. They begin to either come up with also their own initiative or supporting the existing initiative. So in that aspect, we have challenged the government. We have challenge of funding. Um, Also, another thing is the level of awareness of people is low, because when we carry out advocacy in markets, in houses, in we do a lot of advocacy, and when you talk to these people, they seem not to have a single idea about what plastic pollution is causing, and they seem not to be interested. So if they were to be interested and have no idea, it's a different thing. They seem not to have the idea, they seem not to be interested. And some will even ask you for you to talk to them, um you have to give them something. You get to solve their own problem, you have to give. So that's the mentality. I don't know, maybe over there in Nigeria, that's not the challenges we face. So you have to keep pushing, keep talking, see you talking and talking and talking. You need to say, maybe there's sense in what this person is saying. Let's so we are that those are some of the challenges I would say are actually yes.
Thank you. Thank you for not giving up. Thank you for doing this job. And the truth of the matter is that the world is at a precipice right now.
Mm,
We are living a legacy of pollution and pollutants that uh, future generation may not forgive us over. And of course, there's hardly any form of human activities that does not leave a waste at the end of the process. But the question is, what do we do with our waste? And this waste, like you give a statistics of say about what can I put it? You know, mi- you know, large chunks of waste are generated around the world daily. But such research will also tell us that only a fraction of that gets collected or gets managed by the process of, say, waste management. So the question is, where does the remaining ends up in? You find them in our drainages, you find them in the local stream, we see them in the rivers, in the oceans, and lately, we have started seeing them on our plates because they end up in the sea creatures, in the fishes, and they in turn return it back to our plates. And we are already. I read an article about 2 days ago where a doctor was actually saying they did a surgery on a woman and they found some particles of plastics in her. I mean, we are getting to that as the human species, and that's really really unfortunate. And by the way, why should people manage their waste? Why is it important to manage our waste?
yes. You made key points that despite the figures of research on the generation of waste globally, only a fraction of it is being managed and recycled, and about 90% of it is not accounted for. Some of them end up in the landfills, some of them end up in the ocean. Again, research also showed that about 8 million tons of waste end up in the ocean. Now, there is a popular by 2050, we would have more stick in the ocean than fish. So that means this is diversity. Why we need to manage our waste, that plastic pollution is not just affecting the environment, it affects human health, it affects biodiversity, and then it causes several disaster hazards such as flooding. We can see when you go around streets of Nigeria, you hardly see a drainage that is not being filled with plastics. Only few being cleared. So this affects first of all our well-being. It endangers us, make us prone and more vulnerable to disasters that can destroy us. It can affect our economy in that aspect. Then also in the aspect of our health, it has a whole role. There are chemicals from plastics which are called pellets, and they have been known. These chemicals, when consumed, they go when they dissolve. Plastic don't decay. It takes over 500 years and above to decay. So, but if they break down into microplastics, when they break down into microplastics, they release some chemicals, um, pellets, biphenyls, that when they go into the body, they have facts. they cause cancer, they affect reproductive systems of the human body, they also cause a whole lot of illness are diverse. Now, when we begin to look at it in the aspect of it affecting our health, affecting our environment, and affecting the planet for our unborn generations, it might become unbearable for them. So we just have to do everything to manage our waste.
Thank you so much. So what would be your message to young people who you say they see these available resources or materials, but they look beyond it or they overlook it and consider it like sort of like litters, or they don't want to be called by the local palace Baba Bola.
Yeah.
How do you make them see the treasure in that um, waste?
Yes. So my advice to young people like me is to look at the bigger picture of it, to see themselves as the solution, to see themselves that without getting involved, the problem will continue to exist and persist. While they see themselves as that, they should get involved. They should not look more into the profits, but they should look more into the impact they will make in the society and the environment. With that, value and economic benefits will follow suit.
And so lastly, what request will you make of government and policymakers?
I wish this could get to their ears. My request to government, both local, state, federal, and policymakers, as well as the international um, community, is to encourage young people, encourage innovative ideas, encourage solving issues. It shouldn't just be political. They can support by capacity building, by mentoring, by providing funds and providing the enabling environment as well as policies for some of these young people like us to operate effectively and grow.
And for policymakers, because you need some form of policies that would encourage and encourage uh, the market to grow. Like you said the other time, imagine a situation where even a local government or a state government decides to say we are going to be tying some of our streets with some of these recycled um, bricks or products that are made from recycles. That would transform the market. So,
Yes,
what's your appeal to lawmakers to see the importance of this and connect it to sustainable development?
yes. My appeal to lawmakers is to come up with enabling policies that would encourage um, the allocation of government funds towards supporting critically some innovative ideas. One, um, to policymakers, um, they should encourage as well as enact enabling policies that will enable business like this to thrive, such as minimizing tax, encouraging this. By so doing, it will encourage young people who have even little resources to start something. It's all about starting. Because this is factors that push people away when they see the huge taxes and other things involved in starting or registering businesses like this. Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Aliyu, for what did you. Thank you for coming to sharing your stories and also your innovative um, actions with us on Climate Action 101. And viewers, individuals such as Aliyu needs your support, need your help. The truth of the matter is that we've messed up with our planet, and where we find individuals who are coming up with innovative solutions to reduce and to clean up some of our messes. I believe these individuals deserve all the support they can get in terms of training, capacity, also increase their capacity, and also knowledge transfers to improve on the things, the little that they're doing. At least a young man who has gone beyond just being ashamed of the mess to bringing out treasure in the mess. But they need all the support they can get so that together we can clean up our planet and make it more habitable to everybody on the planet, all forms of life, and also for people in the future. And like someone said before, and I read a quote that today in this era we are extracting from the soil fossil that were that was carbonated over the years. But the fear is that in replacement we are burying plastics in the soil. That perhaps if we continue the same way, people in future generation, the fossil they will extract from the soil will not be those that has been carbonated, but will be plastics, and that we cannot afford to happen. So once again, thank you, Ali, for coming, and thank you, viewers, for being with us today. And we'll be coming your way again next week on with another great guest to share with us actions and innovative ideas that individuals, institutions, and also government can get involved in to reducing our carbon emissions in the atmosphere and providing solutions that are long lasting to improve the state of our planet. So thank you once again, Ali, for coming. Till we come your way again next time, same time next week. Bye bye.